Yes, if you are starting embroidery as a business or a hobby, you probably feel like you're throwing money away, right? If you can relate, just comment yep so that I know that we're on the same page. But hear me out. This video is about the initial setup cost for machine embroidery. We're going to take a realistic look of how much it actually costs to start a machine embroidery business or even just a hobby. And if you have a husband, maybe don't have him watch the video. This is the first video in my 5-part series on how to grow your machine embroidery business. So today we're going to talk about startup costs. We also have in upcoming videos who and what to sell to, pricing your goods, where to sell, and marketing and building. So make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for all 5 videos. So of course the machine itself is a huge investment. You can get a used machine from $800 on up. I know some people who have invested right away into a multi-needle machine. That is kind of overboard for me. How I started is I bought a used single needle machine. This one right here, the Brother Innovis 2500D, and I bought that one from my local sewing shop. And it was used and I paid $1,200 for it, but it was the perfect machine to learn on. I'm not gonna spend too much time on that because really it is just a personal preference. Like I said, some people will start out on a 6 or a 12 needle machine. I think that would be too overwhelming for me. If I were to start again, I think I still would have started. Oh, and it's right here in the background too. That Brother Innovis, it's also a sewing machine as well. So the purchase, I did no wrong with that one. I still love the machine. Okay, so when you do get the machine, this is why I mention it, is because the initial cost of the machine, yes, is very expensive, but it doesn't end there. If you get a single needle machine, you can't do ball caps on a single needle machine. I've seen people do the unstructured, like the ball caps. There is a way that you can hoop those unstructured ball caps on a single needle. I've never tried it, but something like this, you cannot do this on a single needle machine, and I don't think a lot of people know that. Also, if you purchase a 6 needle machine or a 12 needle, like a multi-needle machine, make sure that it has a cap driver on it to do hats, because a lot of times they don't, and it will cost you, it could cost you about like $1,200 to $1,500 on top of the machine just to get the attachment to do caps. I know, it's insanity, right? Machine embroidery is a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. In fact, I'm gonna show you a clip here soon, and it's gonna include either blood, sweat, or tears. I'm not gonna let you know now, but you'll find out. It's gonna include one of those. So the cap driver, you would have to purchase separately. Hoops, you have to purchase separately. So they do come with hoops, okay? But those hoops, they are hard to like hoop your sweatshirts. I do have some videos on how to hoop sweatshirts, but these magnetic hoops are just priceless. I mean, time is money. These ones, they don't mess around. You know, you're not playing games with these ones. They are just magnetic hoops, and they make hooping your projects so much easier. These are really worth the investment. So that is another cost. These ones could cost around like $150 for these hoops, but they make your embroidery life a lot easier. Another cost associated with machine embroidery is the software. A lot of times when you buy a machine, it will, well, let me back up. Like a lot of times when you buy like a multi-needle machine, it will come with software. Okay, so like my brother 6 needle machine came with the PE Design 11 software, but you need a Mac to use it. I'm sorry, a regular PC, and I have a Mac. So the software that I use is Embroidery, and that's $125, but there's all kinds of other softwares out there. That one does the trick for me. What the software does is when you buy a file, which I'm gonna talk to you about that cost here in a minute as well, but you can put it into your Embroidery software or whatever software you choose, and then you can add different phrases to it. So if I bought like a file for a frog, above it I could put like hippity hoppity spring is on its way. You can add different elements to it and then put it on your USB file and then upload it to your computer and start your embroidery. So yeah, once you buy an embroidery machine and you want to like embroider on towels, you need a file to embroider the design that you're looking to embroider. One thing that is kind of fun about machine embroidery, like the files, you can go on Etsy and you can just browse so many cute files, and they're usually around like $3 to $5. But let's say that somebody comes to you and they say, well, can you embroider my logo on a sweatshirt? And you're thinking,
yes, I just got me an embroidery machine. I can embroider anything for you.
okay, but where are you going to get the file? You need to find somebody to digitize it. And you can go on Etsy. Some people will digitize it for like $12. They will advertise, oh, $5 for digitization. But if it's a logo that has maybe like some small words in it, maybe it's got like 3 to 4 letters, a lot of times they'll charge you maybe like $15 to $20. I don't know. Or if you want the image to be really big, like a 8-inch, you know, they're going to charge you more. That's probably like $15 to $20. Ooh, that would kind of add up a little bit, right? I'm also going to put a plug in because I've used a lot of digitizers, okay? And I'm really happy with custom digitizers, so I'm going to leave a link for them right here if you guys want to use them. They're great, okay? They're really good to work with. Okay, so another big cost when you're starting up your embroidery business is going to be the overall troubleshooting, like, you know, the trial and error. Like it is going to cost you so much to learn that machine. When I bought my machine, like the cap frame driver, I ruined so many hats. Like just right off the bat, I ruined, you know, probably like 5 or 6 hats. And they were like the camo style hats, kind of like the leopard ones. These hats, you guys, they're expensive. The blanks are expensive. Oh, and I ruined so many of them. It really is the cost of learning the machine. You know what? I actually like the thought of that. You're paying to learn how to use your machine. You know how like people will pay to get their degree and pay to learn new different trades? I need to write that down. I'm paying, or that is how much it costs for me to learn my machine. Yeah, because people, they go to workshops all the time. They pay money for all those. So rather than me thinking like, oh, I just ruined hats, that's the price that I paid to learn my machine better. Oh, but I do have this short clip right here. See how I'm so mad? That is because I embroidered a sweatshirt and I spelled literally wrong. So I literally graduated, or something like I literally just graduated, and I spelled literally wrong. Okay, so some common issues that you're going to be running into when you're like learning your machine, you know what I mean? You're paying for your learning is, let's see here, we got some thread breaks, we got puckering, stitching the front to the back. There's that one for you. Oh, you gotta love that one. How many have done that one so far? Oh, and have you ever stitched the design upside down? Oh my gosh, you guys, that one's pretty fun. Oh my gosh. I gotta take a break for a minute. This also just shows you when you start getting overwhelmed, just take a break. Just walk away from your machine. And like I've said before, never try to embroider or sew any hobby that you're trying to learn. Just don't do it when you're like tired or hungry.
And if you are enjoying this video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and also follow me on Instagram at simplydelilah1. Thank you.
Okay, I'm back. I got my coffee here. I took a little break, and now I'm going to talk to you about supplies, like the little supplies, like stabilizers, threads, all like the miscellaneous stuff. Well, I'll share with you my opinion, and it kind of goes back and forth, and you know, tell me what you think. When I first bought my single needle machine, I got it from my local sewing shop, and she also was like, okay, well now you're gonna need stabilizers and things like that. So she sold me the Floriani stabilizer, Floriani Power Mesh Fusible Stabilizer. It's this one right here. I always keep this because I love this stabilizer. So I really got some good results like right away, you know, right when I started. And then after I ran out of that, I went on Amazon and I got a different like power mesh fusible stabilizer, and I put that on my sweatshirt. Tell me if you run into this as well. When I was done with the project and I was going to like pull it away and cut around the stabilizer, it was leaving this really weird residue. So it's almost like the sweatshirt looked like it had dandruff or just some white flaky. I didn't like it. And then also when I would wash the apparel sweatshirt and it would come back, it would be like all wrinkly. And so it just didn't give me the results that the Floriani Power Mesh stabilizer did. So in that case, I feel like all stabilizers are created differently. And I feel like the higher you go in price really makes a difference. But if you have a Power Mesh stabilizer that you love, leave that in the comments because we all love to save money, right? Now I'm going to share with you this dime embroidery starter kit because, you know, when you're starting out, yes, I'm going to show you some more cost-effective supplies when you're starting out, and then some more expensive supplies if you just don't want to mess around and you want to get the best result possible. Okay, so the Dime Embroidery website, they have a kit and it's amazing. It has all of these different things. They've got like the cutaway stabilizer. I tore into mine a long time ago, so it's not all put together. But they have these tearaway stabilizers that they're not messing around. Like when I did my silk pajamas, I went with the Dime tearaway stabilizer. And I still do the Floriani Power Mesh for my cutaway. But this kit comes with magnetic bobbins. It comes with really nice thread, the topper stabilizer, like when you're doing like really stretchy knits, needles. It comes with all the different size needles so that you can kind of experiment with the different size needles. Side note, I usually just use the 7511, but there are times that you can use like a super sharp needle, like if you're doing tiny little details and things like that. I have a link on my website, shopsimplydelilah.com, and it's an embroidery section, and you can go in there and pop your email in there, and I will email you a list of all the supplies that I've used. And it even has like, I love these Kai scissors. You'll get a full list and it'll have links in there so that you can purchase. It tells you exactly where you can purchase the items yourself. One thing that I do save money on though for my tearaway stabilizer is I do get the bra thread stabilizer off of Amazon. If you've watched my videos before, I always do 2 stabilizers. I do the Floriani Power Mesh just for the area that's getting embroidered, and then I hoop it with my bra thread. So make sure that you go on there and you get that supply list emailed to you, and it doesn't cost anything. Next up, what are you going to practice on? I don't know if you want to go out necessarily and buy brand new sweatshirts right away. You can even buy sweatshirts like from a secondhand store, or if you're like me, just go through your closet and practice on shirts that you no longer wear. And I did a lot of test stitching in the beginning. Well, I still do. Whenever I get a file back from a digitizer, I always do a test stitch. So you can even start, cutting up sweatshirts and use different sweatshirts. You can use old bags, old towels. You're going to want to practice on everything so that you can get your skills right, and then you're going to realize what you're good at, what you like to sew, and that's going to give you an idea of what you're going to want to sell, which is in an upcoming video. But I have a clip right here, and the machine started eating the fabric. So I either started crying, started sweating, or started bleeding. So cast your votes, comment right now, and then I will play the video. Okay, we have a problem here, but it is okay. It's like it chewed up my fabric. Ah! Do you see that? It's eating it. That is, ow. Oh my gosh. Ow, I'm bleeding. Why do I always have drama? So don't go out right away buying like the cap frames and the hoops and the stabilizers and, you know, all that stuff. Just focus on perfecting your skill. Yeah, at the beginning, it's going to be a lot of money and it is a learning curve, and just give yourself patience. So for this week, just make sure that you are just practicing. And next week we will meet up and we'll talk about like what to sell and who to sell to. So thank you so much for watching. And until my next video comes out, you can also check out my machine embroidery playlist. And I will meet you back here next week. Bye guys.